Connor Rogers from Bleacher Report with us here. You can find him on Twitter at Connor J. Rogers. In addition to covering the NFL draft for Bleacher Report, he's also the host of Badlands with our good friend Joe Caparoso from TurnOnTheJets.com. So, Connor, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk some Jets with you here to wrap up our conversation. Give me your confidence level in Joe Douglas getting these picks right. He's not Mike McCagnon. He's not John Izek. We like year one of his draft, but what's the confidence level with Joe D entering this draft with 10 total picks?
It's pretty good, and I think the one reason being Joe Douglas has shown he knows how to navigate the board, and I think it's quietly the hardest part of the NFL draft, right? Anybody can watch the film, anybody can find good players, and of course you have to evaluate medical and character situations as well. But navigating the board and accumulating more picks is a proven process to building a roster. It really is. We know the Colts do it under Chris Ballard. We know it's the Ravens' way. It always has been under Ozzie Newsome, and that's who Joe Douglas really came up under in that Baltimore situation for a very long time. So I think that's something that personally, as an evaluator, excites me, is that you understand the process of if you have more picks, you have a higher chance of hitting. It sounds so simple, but a lot of teams don't follow that method. So for the Jets, all that sounds great. They got to get it right at number 2. And I like Zach Wilson a lot. I don't know how you feel. I know Jets fans are conflicted. I think Zach Wilson's a remarkable quarterback prospect and somebody that really excites me. Him, Lawrence, Fields, and Lance are special players with really top-tier traits. It's just going to come down to two things: how you develop those guys and if you can keep them healthy. And I think Joe Douglas has seen firsthand what happened to Sam Darnold. And even a sample size watching from afar with Carson Wentz. Let's not forget, he was a big part of that process. And now from afar has seen how it played out since he left. So I think he's going to learn from past, I don't want to say mistakes, because I don't know if that's on his hands fully or if that's fair. I don't really think it is. I think that you got to get it right with Zach Wilson at 2, and it's almost just as important on what you do after. You'd love to get an offensive lineman at 23. I think the run's going to start earlier than that, and you might not be in that situation. So look out for trade backs. Look out for solving premium needs. This is a team that will draft edge pass rushers and offensive linemen after the quarterback. There is no doubt about that. And I think that's the right thought process in all of this.
At pick 23, Connor, in your dream scenario for the Jets, are they taking a player there? Are they trading back and getting more picks? They also have the 34th pick at the beginning of the second round. So that all being said, what's your dream scenario for the Jets in that spot?
The dream scenario is Elijah Vera-Tucker or Tevin Jenkins, the two offensive linemen after that tier of Sewell and Slater fall into your lap. I'm not confident that's going to happen. I think Vera-Tucker goes somewhere between 10 to 20. I think Tevin Jenkins' run starts at 17 to the Raiders. I'm assuming Christian Darrisaw, another offensive lineman in that tier, is gone as well. You can get one of those three guys. Phenomenal. You sit tight, you take the player, and you probably trade out of 34 to get your more picks. Jake, I just don't think it's going to happen. It's just hard to run through scenarios over and over again with the need of offensive linemen in the NFL. The front four of defenses has surpassed offensive line play for half a decade now. This is the offensive line class where it could start to catch up. Teams are going to take advantage of that. So if those guys aren't there, you trade out of 24 if the opportunity presents itself. If it doesn't, you're going to look at a different player. Maybe Kwity Paye, the edge pass rusher from Michigan. Maybe Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from Notre Dame. I don't want to say Jamal Adams player, but definitely more of a in-the-box, safety than a traditional linebacker, and that would be a special player. He'd be Fred Warner for Robert Saleh here. That's the best comparison I can give you. So I think there's a lot of different scenarios, and if you don't get that offensive lineman at 23, there's still a nice tier at 34, whether it's Creed Humphrey, the center from Oklahoma, whether it's Alex Leatherwood, guy that's played guard and left tackle for Alabama at a very high level. There's a lot of options. So there's a lot at play here, a lot of movement. And that goes back to Joe Douglas, like I said, being a guy that knows how to get in and out of picks. And I think that'll really help the Jets in the top 50 of this draft.
Finally, Connor, how about this as an option for the Jets? They're sitting there at 23. Travis Etienne is still there. Najee Harris is still there. They need playmakers. Are you against taking a running back in that spot? And if they don't do it there, but at pick 34, one of those players is somehow still available at the beginning of the second round, would you be okay drafting a player like that in that spot instead?
Yeah, I could justify it at 34. With the Jets roster, it's tough to justify that in the first round. I don't think it's something Joe Douglas will do. I know they've been doing their homework on the day 2 running backs a lot, so keep an eye on round 3. You got Michael Carter, you got Kenny Gainwell. They were really capable players that would fit this offense. So Etienne and Najee are such special talents that at 34, you sit there and go, they're going to make this offense better. They're going to help a young quarterback. you're not going to argue against it. I think at 23, it's just too early. And the fact is, a lot of those guys' success will be dictated by the offensive line in front of them. And we know this interior has some work left to be done.
He's Connor Rogers. Follow him on Twitter at Connor J. Rogers. He's the Bleacher Report lead NFL draft analyst, also the co-host of Badlands with Joe Caporoso. You can find that on turnonthejets.com. Connor, been following your work for so long. Great to finally get you on the show. And we'll see what happens Thursday night, but I think every football fan's pumped up to see how it unfolds.
Absolutely, Jake. Thanks so much, man. It's been a blast.
Thanks for watching the full YouTube video. If you like what you saw, then please subscribe to my page for more content. Thank you.